So what are you doing? Southern Coast Cruise? What course you on?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, Southern Coast Cruise.
let's do it.
22 tour.
So you're trying to get a lumberjack jacket? Is that what you said?
Yeah, there's a lumberjack jersey here.
Okay. Let me hop on here. Let me just get on course.
I've got mostly everything else.
Hey, you actually sound good today. Hey, you sound louder than usual, actually. All right.
Yeah,
Southern Coast Cruise.
Lost.
Hey, Stats, what's up, man? Ankle's all right. It's a little swollen, but it's okay. I jogged. That's the ultimate test. If you jog and it's okay, then you know it's okay. All right, Jeff, Southern Coast Cruise. Let's see here. Jeff's Stats says, Jeff, sorry about mixing de-essing. There must have been a mix-up between you guys, perhaps.
For what?
Stats is apologizing for the mix-up while de-essing.
There was no mix-up? What mix-up? I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
Oh, I don't know. All right, Southern Coast Cruise. Let's do it. Where is this thing? Southern Coast Cruise. Southern Coast Cruise. There you go. Okay. Discord. There he is. All right.
Yours is just showing, I think, OBS.
Yeah, hold on. Can you see yourself? That's the most important thing. All right. I got us now.
Yeah, because it brings it up on the screen at the bottom.
Nice. Okay. And I'm just going to set this up now. Ba-boom, ba-boom. Just isolate your camera. You want your medals in the shot or not?
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
It's going to add credibility to our Ironman series here. We've got a few viewers in the chat already. All right, let's get this little going. Hey, no green screen? All right, next time. Work on that for next time.
Me?
All right,
no green screen.
I'm gonna trim some of the medals out just to get a bit more Jeff here. All right.
Okay.
Perfect. Perfect. Let's cruise, man.
Is it live already?
I'm sorry? Yeah, we're live. We're starting now. So let me just get my Garmin going here. Let's get Sauce going. Are you already on where are you on the Southern Coast Cruise?
3 kilometers.
Okay. All right. So let's kick it off. So I want to thank you for joining tonight, Jeff. So what I'll do is I'll give my little intro about Jeff, and tonight's conversation is about Ironman. So I'm doing my first triathlon this year, and Jeff has done 22 Ironmans now. So he's kind of a good friend of mine and sort of the resident expert on Ironmans. And originally, this conversation that we're having now is supposed to be just kind of me and him. He's been helping me with the Ironman training and all that. And so, Jeff, you've done over 22. You've raced sort of all over the world, in Canada, US, Africa as well, right?
Yep, yeah, that's where I come from. So I did quite a few in South Africa. I haven't done any Ironmans in Europe, but I've done Finland. I did the World Champs 70.3 there a couple years ago.
Wow.
But yeah, been around a bit.
So I know for me, I've never even done a triathlon. I've never even swam, biked, and run in the same day before. Not even in training, not even in practice. And I've got 2 Ironmans that you've been kind of helping me out. I got the 70.3 coming up in Mont Tremblant. And so that's kind of what I'm focusing on now. And then I've got the the actual Ironman in Ottawa later in August. But I
Which is
know I can. Yeah,
for you sign up for the Ottawa one first, right?
I did. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then,
So you're one of
well,
those people who does nothing and then just shows up and does an Ironman.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, never even done the
Yeah,
three sports like I was saying in the same day. So I know for me,
yeah.
why I really wanted to talk to you is like I don't even want to talk about the training. I don't want to even talk about like the how do you get ready, how many watts should I be doing to get ready. What's really freaking me out right now is I keep looking at the calendar and it's April 10th and I know I got my Ironman in about 2 months. And it's honestly like what to do when the alarm goes off in the morning. Like that it's the logistics of it and it's I thought that would be a great starting point because my biggest fear right now is like, okay, alarm's gonna go off morning of the Ironman. I'm in my hotel room, I'm there, and then it's just, yeah, what do I eat? Do I stuff my face? What do I put in my bag? Do I walk down to the transition? Do I take a bot? Like, all the kind of like morning of stuff. So for someone who's done it 22 times, what time are you getting up? What time does it start?
So yeah, it really depends what time the start is and how far it is and how the transition is set up. Sometimes it's two places like Ottawa.
Okay.
Other times it's one place and you don't have to travel too far. You don't have to drive too far. If you're staying like right there, you just walk out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you stay 40 minutes away, so it's always different.
Right.
Normally around 3, 4 a.m. Yeah, on the day of the race, which
Okay.
means
So
we have to go
6
back
o'clock
with
start, right?
a little bit.
Did you say 6 o'clock
Usually 6
generally?
or 7. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because it's 17 hours from midnight, so traditionally that means a 7 a.m. start. And if there's pros, they start earlier. So
Okay.
really depends. It's not like it's always the same, but it's usually 6 to 7 a.m. Yeah, 6:30 or something.
And are you released sort of by age, or it doesn't work like that? Like it's like okay, all the 40 to
Well,
45-year-olds go and blah blah blah. Or
so it's a little bit different for every race. They're kind of standardizing now on a rolling start, so that means self-seeding. So you say, I'm going to swim an hour, and
yeah,
then you go
okay.
line up at a little sign that says, I'm an hour swimmer. So you sign up with all the people that say they're going to swim an hour,
I was just gonna say,
which doesn't mean they're going to swim an hour.
I
Yeah,
know you must get some. You
it's
must get both
self-seeded.
the over exaggerators and the under
Mostly,
exaggerators.
mostly it's the people who, well, people like me who I'm never going to swim under an hour on a normal course, but I'm going to line up with the hour people so that you get some good feet to draft. Plus, you don't you don't have a lot of people swimming over you, but you
Right.
also don't have to swim over slower people. You kind of get into a pack, you know.
I'd be too intimidated to do that. I think like swim with people that I know are purposely faster just to get the advantage of the foot draft or whatever you're calling it. Like I don't know. And then I feel like I'm gonna pick
Yeah,
a
it's your
slower
first
group than I
race.
actually. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
exactly, yeah. In your first race, you don't really care about anything other than finishing. So
Yeah. So what time are you
there's
going to
everything
bed the
you
night
do. All
before?
this,
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, what
well,
you're just gonna say. Like everything you do.
like I say, if you everything you do is about finishing.
Yeah.
It's not about winning. It's not about saving 12 seconds, not putting on socks, stuff like that.
Right.
So everything, all the way from when you leave home, when you're packing, is about finishing. So,
Yeah.
like going to bed early, you don't have to go to bed early
Right.
because you're going to struggle to sleep anyway. So,
Yeah, I know.
if
I
you're
was
talking
wondering. I
about
was just,
me,
and you said that,
yeah,
and you've
if you're
done
talking,
so many, and you said, "Oh, I always have trouble sleeping."
yeah, I always take something to sleep, like some kind of medication or whatever. So,
Oh yeah,
like,
melatonin guy, huh?
I can not really melatonin, like either a NyQuil or even the strong stuff like Ambien or Zolpidem.
All right.
Still knocks, depending where you get the stuff.
Yeah.
Usually just for races, because I don't unless I'm really sick in the hospital or something, I'm not going to bed at 7 o'clock any
No.
time of the
No.
year,
No.
except the night before a race. So I try and set the alarm for like 7 to 8 hours. And if I'm waking up at 3, what's that?
Oh my God. So
3,
you're going to
4,
bed at
so
like 7
that's
at night.
7:30.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. No. This is huge.
90%
I
of the
thought you
people
were
in the
going to bed at
race.
like 9:30. I thought you would go to bed at like 9:30. Like nothing.
No, sometimes it ends up being 9:30 because you've got stuff to do and
Yeah.
it's a bit difficult to go to bed so early. But I can tell you now, 90% of the people that do these races are going to bed at 7, and 90% of those people aren't
Wow.
sleeping until 1 a.m.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say.
yeah,
Hey,
but
welcome, Bon.
this is not so. It doesn't make a big difference
Yeah,
because the most important thing, and you'll hear this lots and lots and lots of times, is the night before the night before. So the
right.
Friday night or
Yeah,
Sunday race. That's the main one. That's where you want to sleep your 8 hours. You know, try and get a good sleep score and
yeah.
take it easy.
So
This
I got
and
the
the same
hotel
thing
as
with
of
eating.
Thursday night.
So if you're gonna have a big carb meal or something, you
Yeah.
don't do it the night before the race. You
Okay.
do it the night before the night before.
Night before
Night
the night
before the
before.
race, something simple. Get all your stuff ready. Pretty much the night before the race, I'm having an early dinner. Like usually the sequence of events, because I know you want to start on race day,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
really starts a few days before. So let's go
Right.
one day at a time.
Okay.
So the day before is bike drop, uh, bike and bag drop.
Two of them, Bon.
So
I'll get
normally I
to it
want
in a
to do
sec.
that as late as possible. The window is usually something like 10 to 4,
Okay.
10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So I want to drop it, and you'll see the pros do this as well. They want to drop the bike as late as possible. There's a few reasons for that.
Okay.
It's not sitting in the sun, less people bumping your stuff, less chance of issues.
So sorry,
Gives
if
you
your
more
race
time to
is
do stuff.
Sunday, when are you doing this? Saturday? This bike drop thing?
Saturday,
Or
Saturday.
Saturday? Okay, gotcha. It's
So
the day
let's
before.
assume.
Yep.
So we'll assume a Sunday race. The day
Yep.
before is the Saturday. That's when you drop your bike off.
Okay.
So we got to work backwards because you want to start on the day of the race, and I'm going to work backwards from there. Otherwise, we could start on like the Tuesday,
Yeah, yeah.
but you want to start on the Sunday. So
Yeah, I gotcha.
so let's say the day before you get the window of 10 to 4. Sometimes they'll tell you you have to come in the morning or something.
Yep.
I just ignore that and I show up. If it's 4 o'clock closing, I show up at 3 o'clock, drop
Yeah.
off my bike, walk through the transition, drop off the bags, and then immediately go to dinner. So 4:30, go get the pizza, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Have like a little bit, put it in the, save some, get back to the hotel or whatever.
Yeah.
Have a little bit more and stop eating like 7, 8 o'clock. You're just shifting everything early,
Yeah. So
and
sorry,
then
why
pretty much
do you want to
take
show
the
up late
sleeping.
to the bike drop? Why do you want to show up at 4? Or sorry, 3 for a
Well,
4 o'clock deadline.
because if you put your bike there at 10 a.m.,
Yeah.
like some of the keeners, then you have to wake up early that day, and you have to do your bike check early in the morning, like 7, 8 a.m. You put your bike there, it sits there all day. People knock it around, they bump it, it sits in the sun, and gets hot. And it's just more time for stuff to go wrong.
Okay. No, I like
And
this.
also, then if let's say you drop your bike at 10 a.m. I'm pretty much never stay in transition. So then I have to go all the way back to the hotel, sit around, wait, then drive back or go and find somewhere to eat. I just usually find it's easier to just
Okay.
get something to eat straight after dropping the bike. But it's different every race. So some places it works out differently.
Okay.
Sometimes it's better to do it all in one go.
Okay. So you're dropping your bike
Like you
off.
stay in
That's
the
the last setup type thing you got to do the night before, right? Like you don't need to do anything for your shoes,
Yeah.
obviously, for running, or do you need to I don't know, go to a run zone and put your shoe bag somewhere or something, or it doesn't work like that?
So when you arrive at the place on the
Yeah.
Wednesday,
Yeah.
and the check-in starts, they give you a whole bunch of stuff. And
Okay.
in that stuff is bike bag and run bag. Bike bag is blue, run
Yeah.
bag is red.
Yeah.
R for red, R for run, B for blue, B for bike. So it's blue is
Gotcha.
bike, red is run. You get
Yeah.
these little bags, and in those bags you put all your stuff, and you can access those bags morning of the race, but in those bags is everything you need for the run, everything you need for the bike. You take them with on the Saturday, you drop them off when you drop the bike.
Yeah.
You leave, you go back to the hotel, you do nothing other than eat, get ready for bed, go to sleep, and maybe, at that point you do your nutrition for the day, like you make your bottles and all that stuff.
Okay.
Put it into little bags, and then wake up in the morning, it's all ready. So that's what you do. But then you said, where do you put your bikes and your run stuff and all that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those bags, depending on the race, they have like racks, or they'll have little rows on the floor, and you
Yeah.
put it there based on your number. And you access it after the swim and after the bike.
Right, but
And
the
then when
day
you're done with
before,
this,
when you put this run bag there, are you doing this at the same time as you're doing your bike? I guess is what I'm asking. So you drop off your bike and then you drop your run bag at the same
yeah,
time? Okay, gotcha. Okay.
yeah, it's all one big area.
And what about
I think,
no, your swim stuff you wear to the start, so you don't need to like do anything beforehand. Okay, cool. Yep,
no, that's in the morning. We can come back to
yep,
that. So
yep.
when
Okay,
you go on the Saturday when you go, you get dropped off. You drop your bike, you ride your bike. They'll give you a backpack at the registration. You
yep.
throw the transition bags into the backpack, throw the backpack on, jump on your bike, ride into transition, drop off the bike because there's no parking there for Ottawa. So you drop off the bike, drop off the bags, all at the same place,
Okay.
and then you're done.
Okay, so
But
that's
then
pretty
you
easy.
have they give you a red bag, a blue bag, morning clothes bag,
Okay, there. That's what I
special
was gonna ask.
needs,
Special
special
needs.
needs bike, special needs run, yeah, or personal needs.
Okay,
So it
personal
says
needs
special
run
needs,
and a personal needs bike, so you get both.
yeah, for Ironman. For 70.3, you won't have that.
Okay, but for the Ironman, they will give me those bags, and if I want, I could put stuff
Yeah,
in there for my special needs.
yeah,
All right, I love it.
because you get a bag basically halfway through the bike, halfway through the run, and in there you would put like extra nutrition, more socks,
How do they
you
know
know,
to give it to you? Like, is
more
your numbers on it or something?
bodyguard. Yeah, your number's on all the bags. So
Gotcha.
you stick your number on all the bags. Yeah, they give you a bunch of stickers. You stick them on your helmet, on the bike, on your bags.
Love it.
So then when you get to special needs, so let's say you do, Ottawa is like 1 lap, like 2 laps. So you finish the lap, you come back to transition, you don't go in, you go past, and then a few kilometers down the road is special needs.
How do you know? Does it just
You
say
go to
it?
special needs, you'll know. You don't have to worry
Okay.
about it. You
Okay.
can't miss it. It's on
Okay.
the course. So you'll see it, you stop, they call out your number, they grab your bag, they bring you your bag, you swap your bottles, change your socks or whatever if you want. I just put my second lap nutrition in that bag. And then when we
Yeah,
get
but you have
to,
to know this beforehand, right? You like this is I am assuming in the athlete guide will say like, hey, you'll have the opportunity halfway through or is it the same all the time?
it depends, different races, sometimes they're at 90K, sometimes they're at 110K.
Okay.
Usually it's around halfway through the race, yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
It's really a little bit different every time. So some of the American races, they're at like, of the 112 miles, they'll put the special needs at 60 miles, which is past the halfway. So you've got to plan it that way.
Yeah.
So that's,
Yeah, it's important to
so
know
you
that
don't
because like I know for me,
yeah,
I take a certain amount of carbs per hour and I've kind of got that mapped out. So yeah, you're right. You kind
yeah,
of need to know when that is.
yeah.
Okay. So bikes, so night before, whatever, afternoon before, I'm just going to talk to Bon. Hey, Bon, what's up, man? Yeah, so I'm doing, because he was asking what races I'm doing. So I'm doing the 70.3 in Mont Tremblant. That's in June. So June 21st. So 2 months and a bit away here. And then I'm doing the big Ironman in August. Jeff is also doing the bigger Ironman in August in Ottawa. So we will actually be together in that one. But for Tremblant, he'll be, I guess, virtually advising me or just kind of helping me out at a
Yeah.
distance. So you were saying, Jeff, so, okay, so night before, sorry, not night before, afternoon before, you're dropping your bike, you're dropping your run bag, makes sense now. So back at your hotel, you still have like your wetsuit, this clothes bag that you said they give you. And
You mean in the morning of the race?
I guess sort of like, okay, so now so let's go back to our kind of timeline here. Okay, so you've eaten something, you've dropped your stuff late in the day, you've gone to get something downtown to eat or whatever, like you've eaten, and then you just kind of go to the hotel and chill. I'm assuming you say you try and get
Yeah.
to bed early.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't eat, whatever, you eat if you feel like it, blah, blah, blah. And then your alarm goes out at 3.
Yeah.
Ish. All right. Tell me in the morning
Okay,
now.
so
I got to
let's say
know.
alarm.
Yeah, go.
So I'll mention everything except the washroom stuff. You can fill in the gaps. But
Actually, people
you
want to
wake
know
up
about that, but we'll talk about it later. People got to know.
well, you go as many times as you can, whenever you
Yeah,
can, before you start the race.
that's what I mean. That's why I'd
So
want to get up early because I got plumbing to clear. You know, like I would want to get
exactly,
up early,
yeah,
man. Okay, I got you.
that is the most important thing. That's the number one thing.
Okay,
So
then we're
like
on the same page. So are you getting up and you just like
then
oatmeal like crazy? Because in my head, I'm like steel cutouts. Let's go.
no, just a
No.
small amount of steel cutouts.
Okay.
Because let's say you wake up at 3 and the race
Yeah.
starts at 6:30. That's three and a
Yeah.
half hours.
Yeah.
So I would wake up at 3. 3's too early. Even the pros don't wake up at 3. So I'd say 4. So
Okay.
let's say you wake up at 4.
Okay.
Immediately I get up. Sometimes have a shower just to like wake up and heat up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put the body guard and stuff on the tri suit morning of, not night before, because that stuff
Okay.
does dry. So you want to put it on.
Oh, I thought you put it on your body. You put the body glide on your skin and then the thing on, or you put it on the actual garment.
Both. I put it on both.
Okay.
I use something called 2 times. So I like wake up, shower, get out, roll it onto the tri suit, roll it onto
Yeah.
the body,
Yeah.
put on the nipple things, put on the heart rate strap, put on
Yeah.
the tri suit, put on the timing chip. That's important because you'll get a timing chip either at athlete check-in or bike
Yeah.
drop.
Okay.
They seem to change their mind all the time about this. So you'll get a timing chip. Put your timing chip night before when you get ready for bed. You put down the tri suit on the floor or on the couch or whatever.
Yeah.
With your socks, with your timing chip, with your heart rate monitor.
With your socks. Why with your socks?
Whatever you're going to wear in the morning. No, well, whatever you're going to wear in the morning. I'm saying like that.
Okay.
Like
Here,
you put
what?
a little.
I just want you to know what we're
It's-
talking about right now is exactly what I need to know. Like all this, like, oh man, your socks. Like to me, this is like foreign. Okay, so you're sorry.
Yeah,
So your
well-
alarm goes off. You stuff what you can. Use the washroom. Keep going. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
The reason why you put everything out the night before is because it's very easy to forget something in the morning.
Yeah, 100%.
So it sounds ridiculous, but it's easy to forget to put on body guard or your timing chip or your heart rate monitor. Why do I say this? I've done 40 something races. You always forget something. I've forgotten my helmet at home, so there's always something. I forgot my Garmin. My Garmin I forgot at the hotel once. So it's
like your
something.
heart rate monitor or your watch.
The Edge, the bike computer. I left it at the hotel. For a race. So
I mean, all right.
So there's ways you prevent this. One is putting everything out the night before.
Yeah.
The night before you make your morning clothes bag. What goes in your morning clothes bag? Well, it's for morning clothes that you get after the race, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
What you put in the morning is anything you need in the morning. Anything. So pump, your little electronic pump.
Yeah.
Your in the morning when you get the waters out the fridge, you put them in there, or separate, but it goes together.
Yeah.
The morning clothes, you're going to have your pump. You're going to have a headlamp, because it might be dark. You're going to have a things like maybe a spare tube if you.
Sorry,
feel
there's
like
no
you need
street
one.
lights? What do you mean a headlamp?
So when you're at the bike, working on your bike and putting on tires and stuff, you're not in the dark.
Okay. See, I would have never even crossed my mind that was a thing. Okay.
So in the morning clothes bag, you have that stuff, but if it's cold, you need gloves, beanie, what else? So your gels for the swim. So you have I take a gel and a strip waffle for the swim.
Like before you start, not during.
So this is what goes in the morning clothes bag. Let me get to the end, and then you can ask the questions because I'm losing track here.
Okay,
So
go.
You put you put that stuff in the morning clothes bag. Plus, you put in your swim cap, your goggles, anything you need for the swim, anything you need before the swim. Things like toilet paper or wet wipes or your spray. I use a spray for when I swim, like a inhaler.
Yep.
Stuff that you'd spray in your nose to make your nose go dry. I use that as well. All of these things have to go in your morning clothes bag the night before. Okay. So in the morning, when you wake up, you've got a little pile of clothes with your timing chip. Your timing chip goes on first. Then you have your morning clothes bag with all this stuff in it. And then you have the water bag. And in the water bag, you've got water to drink in the morning with electrolytes, those precision hydration.
Yeah.
Plus then you've got water for the bike. Sometimes they give water, sometimes they don't. Mostly they give water. so you can skip that. But then you've got your nutrition bottles. You take them with when you go to the start, because then you're going to put them on the bike. And then you also have the special needs. So you have to walk to the start with 4 bags: morning clothes, nutrition, special needs bike, special needs run. When you get there, you drop off the special needs run and the special needs bike.
Yep.
It's a procedure. It's
Yep.
like, it's painful, but it's how it works in the morning. So you have to make your bottles the night before, put them in the fridge, freeze them if you can, put them all in the special needs, take them with you in the morning.
Okay.
Anything you put on the bike the day before can be stolen, it can get hot, it can go gross. So you put everything on the bike in the morning.
Okay.
Some races, they'll say, don't put anything on the bike because of bears or animals and stuff like that. Probably not an issue in Ottawa, but...
But hold on, sorry, I know you said the questions at the end, but hold on. Like, isn't the swim start very far from where the bike is? So, like, how are you getting to the bike to, like, get it ready and then going to the swim?
You take a bus. There's a shuttle.
Oh, there's a bus. Okay, cool.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you have family, they can drive you. But yeah, you typically in any race, unless it's really... I've had, I think, 2 races where you can't access the bike in the morning of the race. But mostly, you go to the bike, you do all your bike stuff, you hop on the bus, you go to the swim start.
Okay.
Or whatever.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And there was a,
Well, a lot
there's
of
a
this stuff
4th
doesn't
bag
make
that you didn't
sense,
say
yeah.
what you do with it. You said the special needs you hand off in the morning times 2. You've got your morning bag, which stays with you. And then that 4th bag, which was food or something. What do you do with that?
Water. That's like water that you're going to put on the bike. That's your nutrition bag.
Okay, but that stays with the bike
So in
before you...
Yeah, you
Gotcha.
put it on the bike and then you throw the bag away, yeah.
Got it.
The morning clothes bag in the morning has all your swim stuff.
Okay.
So then you take all your swim stuff out, you put your clothes in the morning clothes bag.
Yeah.
You give the morning clothes bag to the volunteers. They keep that bag for the whole day.
Yeah.
So when you do races solo, like I do most of the time, I put my phone and all that stuff in my shoes, in the morning clothes bag, hidden away.
Yeah.
So then at the end of the race, usually within like 50 to 100 meters of the finish line, you can get your morning clothes bag.
Gotcha.
So that's when I get my morning clothes back.
Gotcha. Okay, when's question time?
Yeah, keep going. It's fun. You can ask
So-
questions.
Yeah. So okay, so you put your all your water and stuff on the bike, and then where are you putting the nutrition, like your gels? Like where you like I don't get it. Like oh you're not gonna keep them in your pocket on the swim. No, you get the gels as you're riding. Never mind. You get them at the aid stations, right?
You can do all of those things. You can put them in your tri-suit before the swim. You get them from the aid stations. You can put them on a storage thing on the bike. You can put them in your transition bags so that when you come out the water, you take
there
off
you go.
your wetsuit.
Thank you.
So you come
Yep,
out the
yep.
water, you get the bike bag, you empty the bike bag. What's in the bike bag? Helmet and visor or sunglasses. You've got your bike shoes, bike socks, sunscreen. If you want bodyguard.
Oh yeah,
put
right.
it in
You
there.
prepared this the night before.
Towel.
Yes, of course. Yep.
That goes in the bike bag. So you get out the water, you run, grab your bike bag, tip it out, put the wetsuit into that bag with
Yeah.
the cap and the goggles,
Okay.
hand that to the volunteer. Then you put on all the bike stuff. Well, you don't have to hand it to a volunteer, but you put on all the bike stuff, do your sunscreen, all of that stuff. If you had gels and you want a gel at that point, then you put it in your bike bag and carry it with you. But typically you would put it on the bike
Okay.
in the morning before you start.
Okay. Got it. So you're like taping them on. I see people like elasticing them on or taping them on. Or is that just too much?
Yeah, that's stupid. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right.
Yeah, you don't. I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Some people just want to eat gels all day. I'm telling you now, you're not going to have more than 4 gels, and you're going to get sick of them. So
Oh, really?
liquid
I thought it was going
calories,
to be.
that's my
I thought it
advice.
was okay. Interesting. I thought it was going to be a whole bunch of, and I thought it was going to be a lot of Cliff Bars. I honestly, because I'm like, how can you go the whole
Never.
day without eating? Like I'm like, man, you're going to need some granola, some
You-
Cliff Bar in there.
No, you just do. Some people like that, but most people shouldn't eat anything. You just got to keep getting in the sugar.
Yeah.
And when are you going to sit and eat a Cliff Bar? Do you
On the bike.
go on your rides in the morning?
Yeah.
When you commute, do you eat Cliff
Yeah.
Bars all the
Yeah.
time?
Yeah. Every morning, it's like my breakfast. It's like I eat it like on the bike.
I,
So I need
yeah, I
like
can't eat
something.
while I'm riding.
No, eh? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because then you have to slow down and you have to sit up and you have to ride slow.
Yeah, or I just I squirrel it, like I put it in my cheeks and I just kind of work on it. But yeah, you're right. It's not ideal.
It's not something I can do, so I don't even think about it. I just do liquid calories.
Okay.
I have 2 gels on the bike and then 2 on the run. That's it.
You know what
One
it
at
is?
70K, one at 140.
It's the amount of bags that's confusing me. And like I'm sure once I get it and I put my spin, it all makes sense. But yeah, like I keep it like, okay, at the bike I gotta have like socks and then maybe a towel because my feet will be wet and blah blah blah. And like, that's all that. I think that overwhelms
Yeah.
people. It's like what to put in what bag.
You just got to remember all that stuff. That's why you do it the day before.
Yeah.
So I've forgotten everything once. So I've forgotten sunglasses in the run bag, which is a criminal mistake. Because I struggle without sunglasses.
So sunglasses in the run bag, meaning like you put on your running shoes and then just forgot to take your sunglasses out of the bag. You left without them essentially.
No, I didn't put them in the bag.
Oh,
You're not going to forget them in the bag. You empty
Well,
the bag. So
okay.
everything that's lying there when you empty it, you're not going to forget. So
got it.
the run bag has your run shoes, fresh socks, your running socks,
Yeah.
more sunscreen, sunglasses, visor, race belt, which is the race number. My race belt has a place for gel. So I put a gel plus electrolyte tablets plus Imodium and my Advil into that little bag. So that when I start the run, I have all that stuff with me. Don't have to think about it. You've got to try and prepare things so that you don't think about it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you do that. I just want to think. Okay. Wetsuit in the morning. So you get up. You said you put the body glide on the wetsuit itself. Oh no, it's your tri-suit that goes under the wetsuit. Okay, cool.
Tri-suit. Yeah, you don't put body glide on the wetsuit.
Yeah.
You do put body glide on the when you put your wetsuit on, on the neck there's like a Velcro piece.
Yeah.
You put as much body glide as you can get on that thing, otherwise you're going to chafe on your neck.
I had that in the pool the other day. I have this huge red mark here because I wear like a top like this in the pool just to like get used to swimming with like something. And it was like giving me a big, to your point, I didn't even, it was like chafing me like crazy on the.
That's why you got to test all this stuff.
Yeah.
So that you learn, okay, that's where I need to put the body glide.
So you do that, yeah, I'm going to do a bunch of test swims.
Like the little things, it's like the nipple plasters, right? The stuff that you put on your nipples.
Yeah, those things are awesome.
When do you put it on? You don't put it on when you're lining up to swim. You put it on when you get out of bed in the morning in the hotel. You put all that stuff on. Because you have to do things like that. You have to do everything in one go.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to remember everything. So you do it all at one time. Otherwise, it's like, what am I forgetting? Oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. No, you just do it all. You put on your clothes, you eat, you pack your stuff, you go. Simple.
So you're sitting in the hotel room with like a tri-suit. Let's just pretend I'm wearing a tri-suit right now. So you're wearing your tri-suit. You're in the hotel room. You got your little nipple thingies on, which are awesome, by the way. You got the little body glide everywhere. Then you don't put your wetsuit on right away. Then you're putting on like your sweater if it's cold, blah, 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 like your outdoor clothes over that. And you bring the wetsuit with you to the start. And then you just try and shimmy into it at the start, basically, right?
But, I could mess you around and say, no, you put your wetsuit on in the hotel, put your cap and goggles.
I honestly, it's my first one. I would like want to do it. I'm just like, no, kid, man. I just want to be like ready.
You're going to be boiling. You don't put that stuff on until like 10 minutes before the start.
Yeah. Okay.
So, plus, remember, you're going to the washroom hopefully 3 times. So now you're going to take the wetsuit off every time.
It's true, right?
So you've got to think about these things.
Yeah.
You've got to think it through. And I guess when you do it once, you'll see pretty straightforward. The challenge is not the basic stuff. Like when do you put the wetsuit on? The challenge is forgetting one little thing here and there and chafing and screwing up your nutrition because you forgot a gel or these kind of things. So that's probably your biggest risk. Not the stuff you're worried about. The stuff you're worried about, you'll figure out easy.
Yeah. And what about like your watch settings and stuff like that. Not like this, not like what data screens you look at and stuff like that, but I mean, you use your bike computer for the bike, you're using your watch for the swim, and you're using your watch for the run, basically, right? And you don't run out of battery by...
So I use watch. You shouldn't run out of battery. I use watch for everything, and for the
Even
bike, I
the
basically
bike?
do record.
Okay.
Well, because I'm using triathlon mode on the watch, so I press the watch to start the triathlon and to finish the triathlon. So 10 hours later,
Oh,
in those 10 hours, I don't touch the watch, not once. Don't press a single button, nothing.
hey,
So it's recording the swim, it's recording the bike, it's recording the run. But I'm sitting looking at a bike computer while I'm riding, so I need to
got
use
it.
the bike computer.
Got it.
So when I get home, I delete the Strava activity from the watch,
Yeah,
and then I use the one from the bike.
makes
Or vice
sense.
versa, whatever.
In a 180 kilometer bike ride, I'm expecting that's going to probably take me 6 hours. So I'm thinking, like,
If you have a
the
tri bike,
bottles. Well, I won't have a tri bike. I think I'm doing road bike. So yeah, it's going to be 6 hours if I'm lucky. It's just holding 30 on my
6:30 probably.
yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be almost
Anyway,
impossible to hold
keep
30
going,
for
yeah.
6 hours straight. But yeah, so my question was, that's at least 6 bottles. So I get the whole special needs thing. You'll get it a bit halfway through, but like, do you have a concentrate that you're just adding water to that you get on the course? So what do they serve you on the course?
So, well, I'll answer that in two parts. So I'll tell you what I do, and then I'll tell you what they give you.
Okay.
So what I do is I have on my tri bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably can't see it because you cropped it, but basically there's a hydration system
Yeah.
for water, and then there's
I see
a
it.
down
Yeah.
tube bottle,
Yep.
the aero bottle, and then there's a cage at the back where you can put a normal bike bottle. Okay. So the front thing, water only. The down tube thing, concentrate, like really strong. And then the back one is rotating. So when I say rotating, I put a bottle on, and then when that bottle's empty, first aid station, toss it. You can only throw trash away at aid stations.
Right.
So you get to the aid station, you toss the first bottle, they give you another bottle, plain water, and I put it in, and off we go. So,
Boom. So you go like one sip concentrate, one sip water. Boom, boom, boom.
Something like that, and that's what I was going to say. Depending on the
Okay.
race and the conditions and how I've calculated it, you have a sip of concentrate, wash it down.
How are you
from
track?
the
Anyway, you must
back
lose
from-
track like crazy though, no?
So, no, you just have you need a system. Like every 5 minutes or every 5K or whatever. Everybody's different. I need a lot of water, so for me, I'm probably gonna do something like every 10 minutes. I'll take calories or. So what I typically do is every 10K, like 10K, 20K, 30K.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have concentrate plus water.
Yeah.
And at 5K, 15K, just water. 25K, 35K, just water.
Okay.
So you kind of spread it out. But the water comes from the front with the straw that sticks up.
Yeah.
And then the back water is for refilling the front.
Right.
So that you get out, you don't have to like get up and drink water the whole time. You just drink it from the straw.
Okay.
Plus it's an aero bottle. So if I'm in the aero position, I just pick up the bottle down here, drink and put it back.
Right. And
Because
what?
doing something like sitting up and grabbing a bottle to drink every time defeats the aero gains that you get from half the stuff you're trying to do. So little things like that make a big difference in the moment.
Right.
But since you just want to finish, that stuff doesn't matter. You do what works for you, do what's comfortable, do what's sustainable for 6 hours. That's the most important thing.
I'm
When
honestly
you're trying
less.
to race and finish,
Yeah.
when you're trying to go under 5 hours or 4:40, you don't screw around. You have to be aero the whole time. You have to stay in position. You know, be very careful with everything.
Yeah. No. For like you say, for me, it's just a finishing thing, and it's. Yeah. Like I don't know how. Okay. So my two questions were on course. Like that's going to be my challenge is managing like the carb to water ratio because it's not like everything's
Okay,
all with
so-
me. Yeah.
I I make my own bottle with my rocket fuel formula and stuff. And
Okay.
I do that the night before. I freeze it.
Yeah.
Freeze it, take it with in the morning, put
Yeah.
the first one on the bike.
Yeah.
Second one goes in special needs. Okay, so
Right.
now what do they give you on the course? some people will rely 100% on what they give you on the course, which means if they give you plain water, or they
Yeah.
give you Gatorade, or they give you iced tea, whatever, you have to deal with it. It's much more controlled if you control your stuff. So you take what you know, what you used to, and if you need stuff from the course, like in an emergency, you can take it. So what I do is I work out all my calories, and I know I'm not going to take all those calories because they don't all come out the bottle because it gets stuck in there or whatever. So I take some from the course. They used to give us Gatorade Endurance. They've now switched to this thing called Mortal Hydration, which is horrible. It's like got sweeteners in it. Doesn't have any carbs. It's for electrolytes. So they give you that, and they give you water. That's it. And gels. So it's very. Remember, I've done 20 races, so it's different for every single race.
Right.
Lately, it's like they give you this Mortal electrolyte stuff and water. So even more reason to have your own stuff, your own carbs and everything. Or
I fully
if you
plan
just
on
want
doing
to
that.
kind of be lazy, if you want to be kind of lazy, you just take the Morton gels from them every
Yeah.
single aid station.
That's what I'm
Do
gonna
that
do.
too.
So okay, oh man, so I know my sweet spot. I make my own
You
stuff like this
don't
this
do
juice
that
right here.
because what if they
Why? Why?
if they don't have gels, then you don't have anything.
No,
It's
hold on. I
too
make my
risky.
own drink mix. Like I make this at home. So like I've been drinking this for a year
I
and a
don't
half.
see
Like
a
I
camera,
know.
so
Oh, sorry. Okay, so it's
it's not
basically a mix I
okay.
make myself. It's maltodextrin, fructose, salt, or whatever it's called, sodium citrate.
Okay.
I make it myself, and I've got it dialed in.
Yeah.
Like I know exactly how to mix it. I've been drinking it for 18 months. To your point, I'm very accustomed to it.
Yeah.
So my plan was each of those bottles, I know what I need for an hour. So in my head, I was like, well, as long as I can carry 3 bottles, so 2 on my bike and 1 somewhere else, then I can get through 3 hours until I get to the special needs. And then at special needs, I could have my other set of bottles, right? Or is that's how it works, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Same thing. Just use concentrate. Don't. When you say 2 bottles, you just take half the water and you make 1 bottle. And then they give you water on the course, and you just dilute
Okay,
it
they
as
do.
you go.
Gotcha.
Because you're not going to take 3 bottles unless you have 2 at the back, 1 on the down tube or something.
Well, don't you do that though?
Unlikely
You
to
have
3.
you have one in your back saddle and then 2 on your bike. So that's 3.
Yeah, I only have 1 bottle cage. The other is a hydration system because it's aero, and then I have an aero bottle on the down
Ah, okay. I don't have a hydration
So,
system. I got you.
tube. You can get something called BTA between the aero bars. You put it at the front. It takes like it's a bike cage, and you put a bottle in it. But you can even gonna use aero bars.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be using my.
So,
I know you can't see my camera, but I got my Canyon back there. It's a road bike. Like you've seen it. You've got the same one, Canyon Aeroed. I'm just gonna buy. I think you said buy
yeah,
clip
well, you can
extensions. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
clip-ons. Yeah,
I mean, I can't.
yeah,
I don't
clip-ons.
think I'm gonna do the tri bike at this point. See how my tax
Okay.
return is. It's like, anyway. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do the clip-ons, and that's why I was asking about the back bottle cage because I thought you could. I thought all triathletes like keep a bottle in the back there on their seat.
Some do 2, yeah. So I do 1, but some do 2 bottles. You can have a cage with just 2 at the back. Some people go nuts and they have like 5 bottles on the bike. So
That's heavy.
fine, you can do that. But it's heavy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bottles to manage. You got to know which is which all the time. So it's personal preference. You've got to find a system that works for you. Like I say, some people don't like managing all this. They just take water from the course and they just have those Morton gels all day long.
And the water
And
is
then they
given
wonder
to you
why they
in
end up a
a.
medical tent.
What's the water
Like a
given to you in?
sports bottle.
Really? Surprised.
It's a bottle that either goes in the North American races. You get like a gas station sports bottle.
Yeah.
In Mexico, South Africa, those places, you get a bike bottle.
Wow.
So for this race, you'll get like a sports bottle, like that's called Smart Water or something. You know those from the gas station. You'll
Right.
see them.
Okay.
So it's got a sport top, so you can drink like a bike bottle, but it's a throwaway bottle. It's not
Okay.
not something you keep.
Right. Okay, so I'll start thinking about that. But I mean, as long as I can, because the way you explained it, the special needs in my head, I'll be getting to the special needs place after about 3 or 3.5 hours in my head. So, yeah, I just figured
So
I could just pick up
best
my
thing
other
to
stuff
do,
then.
best thing to do at least a month before the race is a test ride. Put all your
Okay.
bottles, pretend you're in the race, put everything on the bike, set it up exactly the same, go out and ride for 3 hours
Okay.
and see how you manage your water and it runs out. Like do a 90K test ride.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna do that for your race anyway because it's all the same stuff for the 70.3.
Yeah.
But do it before the 70.3 because you'll learn stuff in your test ride and you'll be like, okay, that was a dumb idea. I'll change that for the race.
Yeah, it's one
So
thing I
there's,
like about you. You're very like trial and error, and you're very like data driven. Like, oh, I tried
oh
that,
yeah,
it didn't work. Yeah, that's good.
yeah. You got to know what power you're riding in the race, so you go test that beforehand. Else, what are you going to do? You're going to show up and ride. Oh, I feel good. I feel good. And
No,
then
no, I'm
30
gonna ride
minutes
a.
into the ride, you go like, I'm like, oh crap, I'm tired now, and I have 5 hours to go. So you got to manage that stuff. It's
Yeah, I figure I'll
all
go a bit lighter than I need
deliberate.
to. Yeah, the
You
longest
got a
I've ever
power meter
written
to
is
use it.
207 kilometers. That's my longest lifetime. So 180 kilometers, not that far, not that much less.
That's pretty far. 180 is pretty far. A lot of stuff can happen in 180K, I can
I
tell
was
you
gonna
that.
say, have you ever had a mechanical? Have you ever like your chain snapped or whatever, or a flat tire? Or...
I've had everything. So
You've had a flat
yes,
tire?
flat
Yeah.
tires, chain issues. Yeah.
Uh, so what do? You just pull
Yeah,
over
and
and
so I've had a couple
change
like
it?
well, they have what they call neutral support. So they have basically little bikes that like little motorbikes and sometimes a van
Yeah.
that rides the course and you get a puncture. You are supposed to have your own stuff, like your
Right.
own tube, your own CO2 and all that stuff, which everybody does. But they do have spares. So in the race where I had a big puncture, I had a hole in my tire, which I didn't know about. I changed the tube. I rode for like 5 kilometers, went flat again. I had two tubes, changed one, and then one of these cars came by. They gave me another tube, so I changed it 3 times. And in the end, I got to like 174K or something, and I just rode back on the rim because I just couldn't keep it inflated.
Right.
So stuff like that happens. Since then, I go tubeless. I haven't had an issue with tubeless in a race. So,
Right.
uh, but they do have support for that. But you should be able to be self-sufficient because it could take them 40 minutes to get to you.
Okay, so
So
you
you
actually
sit there with
carry a
Andy
spare
for 40
tube kind
minutes.
of on your. Where do you do it? You just carry it somewhere, or so you bring a
I've
flat
got
kit. Yeah, where do you put it?
in the bike. Yeah, I've got a place. There's a in the frame. There's a little like container area. You lift a little lid and then under the saddle, and you stick it inside the bike. The bike's designed to have that. All the tri bikes have. So for
Yeah.
you, you'd have like a saddle bag at the back. But now if you have a saddle bag, then you've got to have a water bottle. So what some people do is they have a two bottle. One is for water. One is for a little like a flat kit that goes inside a cage. So that's an option.
They buy the
So
double bottom mount and fill the left hand side of the bottom mount with a flat kit or whatever.
yes,
One
and
side.
tools.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah,
Yep. All right,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So you can do that if you don't have storage inside the bike. Yeah,
I don't have storage inside the bike. Okay, I'll look into this.
tri bikes do. Yeah, yeah. So that was what was the other one you said something about? That was flats. Yeah, what I was saying is like all that stuff can go wrong in 180K. So lots of things that can go wrong is like flats, mechanicals. You can have chains come off. That's pretty common. That's normal cycling. Uh, I don't get a lot. I wouldn't say I get a lot of punctures or anything like that. So but they always tell you in the race briefing that the average is 25 people will get punctures.
Yeah.
So you have to be prepared for it. For some races, they don't clean the roads, or they don't sweep, or there's big bumps. So depending on the course, like Ottawa has a bit of a rough section. They call it that itchy something. It's a road. You'll see it's pretty rough. So there,
Okay, it's
if you
just got
have
a
those
lot of
bottle cages,
yeah.
you want to elastic them in because otherwise they get ejected. When you hit those bumps, the bottles fly off. I
Yeah.
had it because what I did is because my little aero bottle, if you don't blow air into it, it doesn't sit tight, so then it flew off. So I had to go back and get it in Ottawa.
Really?
So that's the common thing. So you want to put elastics on your bottles to keep them in the cage. Yeah. If you watch the pro races, they'll do it.
Where do most people falter? Kind of like 30K into the run type thing? That's what I heard.
That's not most people. That's everyone. What do you mean most people? What do you mean falter? What's your definition of falter?
So because my next question was going to be, okay, what if you want to drop out of the race? You just wait for a sag van to come pick you up, or what, how does that work?
Okay, why are you gonna drop out of the race? You trying to finish? On like it's a legit question. Why are you thinking about it?
I was just curious, like what you, because you mentioned, oh, there's these vans that come by and da 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 da, and
Okay,
oh,
so let's say, and this does happen. People have crashes probably every race. So let's say you have a crash
yeah,
and there's medics. That's when you drop out. But you don't
okay,
drop out because you're having a hard time. Because you're having a hard time. That's kind of how it works. It's gonna happen. You're gonna bomb. Into your first couple of races, you're gonna bomb regularly, 3 times, 4 times.
so you just walk when that
Try
happens.
on the run. You're gonna walk on the run anyway. Don't worry about that. But on the bike, you just basically soft pedal. Like I say, 180k. There's a lot of things that can happen. Even me, I train a lot. I've done a lot of races. Every race is a little bit different. Like in Cozumel, my most recent one, I
Yeah,
had nutrition issues with the bike, and I've got a plan and I've tested everything.
yeah,
But I still had an issue because it's an ocean swim, and because of the ocean swim, I had a lot of water. I took on a lot of water, which is salt water, so I felt a little gross. And then I thought, let me drink more nutrition, and then I drank my nutrition too fast. Ended up having to like eject some of the nutrition. So this kind of thing happens. So then I learned from that. The next one I'm going to do it differently. But it's
so
stuff
when you
like that.
say,
And then also,
Mhm.
also when you if you do a lot of these races, or you'll see you get into a pattern where it doesn't happen so much in the 70.3, but it definitely happens in the Ironman where you get these like hard spots or dark spots, I call them.
so I'm
Yeah,
okay
it's
with
like
the hard spots.
120. Yeah, but I'm saying
It's
that's
the
where you got
bonking.
to get through them.
I don't I like when I bonk, I get dizzy. Like I've like anyway. I bonked on a run the other day and I rolled my ankle. Right, like I'm just saying, like I hate bonking, and that is actually one of my biggest concerns. That's why I was going to be like, yeah, I'm grabbing these Morton gels. Like in my head, I'm just going, as long as
Uh,
I can pump these Morton gels, like I don't
I
know.
don't know
No,
how you bonk on a training run. That's something else. Something else is going on there. I think you must have eaten
I
something funny. It's like
yeah, I don't.
impossible to bonk on a training run
No, I was going
unless
too
you
hard,
know
and it
what
was on
bonking
Mount
is.
Royal. No, like it was. I was going too hard on
So was it like how long was the run? 3 hours?
no, no, it was an hour, and it was up Mount Royal. So it was like anyway. I noticed
So
halfway through I didn't really eat properly before, and da da da. And anyway, I just hate
well, I've asked you this before, but in terms of timing, when did you get the bonk?
right at the end. Like that's what I needed to stop. I don't know, an
Okay.
hour in. Yeah,
And then when did you eat before that?
yeah, not
These are the
enough.
kind of things you need to understand. Like,
Yeah.
no, but like when? So let's say you were running at 5 p.m. Did you eat that morning?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. No, so I ran at 3 p.m. in this example that I'm giving you, and I tried to eat as much as I could around 2 p.m. So, but again, I didn't
So
eat
you
enough.
so you ate at 2 and you ran at 3.
Yeah,
Okay, that's not bonking. That's eating too close to the run. That's why you felt like crap. Because you
okay,
can eat nothing the whole day and you'll still run fine. You can run fine on glycogen for an hour, no problem. So it's
okay.
good to understand this stuff for the race, because in the race, if you adopt that same principle, you're going to have a 4-course meal before the swim, and people do all of this stuff. They make all of these mistakes. And then what happens? You get in the swim, you start throwing up in the water, and you're like, oh, I can't handle. No, you ate too much, too soon before the race. Stuff like
Interesting.
that. And things like bonking is from not managing your calories correctly. So
Yeah,
everybody has it to some extent. You're always going to hit a wall. You're always going to bonk. You're always going to struggle a little bit. How you recover is what matters. But the key thing is, like for a beginner, I had lots of bonking and stuff in my first few races. There's little things you do. You've got to remember that if you swim and you swim for, let's say, an hour 20 or whatever,
yep.
you're not eating anything for an hour 20. So your glycogen in your body can take you pretty far for about 90 minutes. So you have your breakfast in the morning.
Yeah,
Just before the swim, you have your gel or whatever. That'll keep your glycogen at about, you won't run out of glycogen, so you're not going to bulk on the swim.
yep.
That'll take you to, let's say, 10K on the bike. By that 10K on the bike, you've got to eat something. But normally you start eating as soon as you get on the bike. You
There.
start replenishing.
I thought people are eating
So
on
you
their way
start
to the
taking
bike.
in your You can, but your stuff's on the bike. You know, that's where you take your calories. You get them on the
Okay.
bike. Because you get on the
Yep.
bike, you ride soft, you take in your first sugar and liquid or whatever, and then you start the schedule. The thing is, you've got to understand that there's only 1 hour where you don't eat, and that's when you're swimming. The
Okay.
rest of the time, you've got to keep it on an even schedule. A lot of people will go, okay, I take 100 grams an hour. They take 20, 30, 40 grams, don't eat for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Take another 30 grams. That just
Yeah.
doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I know.
You
That's
need
what
to
I do. I
split
know.
it out very evenly. Yeah.
It's
When
very
we ride
much like an
outside,
afterthought.
exactly. So
Yep.
it's different to training. It's different how you ride a road bike. I mean, depends how you do it, but
Mention that.
so then back to the run. So now on the run, when you're going to bonk on the run, well, let's say you didn't take enough calories on the bike, or you were just right on the bike. But now you realize that when you do training, so if you go tomorrow and you run a 20K,
Yeah.
you are burning glycogen. Okay, so that's fine. But after 90 minutes, if you run 20K, it's going to take you 2 hours.
Right.
You're going to need to eat something because after 90 minutes, you're going to hit the wall. So you would eat something, or you would take a gel with you or whatever, so that you don't have that. Okay, that's a training run. A race is even worse because you're running at a higher intensity. So if you're going to go and do a 21K race tomorrow,
Yeah.
you're going to take 2 gels, or you're going to take the gel earlier because
Right.
you're going to burn those stuff faster. So what happens in an Ironman? How much glycogen do you think you have left when you start the run? Basically nothing. So you have to, just for things to work well, you want to not eat right at the end of the bike, and for the first kilometer on the run, and then the first aid station you start, and you've got to take in your calories. It's the gaps. So if you have these big gaps, that's how you bonk, because your body cannot process stuff quickly enough. Because you can bonk while you've eaten. It's definitely possible.
Yeah. You just made me think of something too. It's more complicated, or maybe it's not, to eat on the run, right? Because on the bike, you've got your bottles, like you've got all these holders and da-da-da. Like you're not carrying water on the run, right? So you're really relying on the aid stations.
It's always complicated to eat and chew things while you're moving. So on the bike, you're just drinking cold drink. You can go just drinking cold drink the whole time.
Yeah.
And on the run, same thing. On the run, I find it's easier to have a gel because you're not trying to control a bike and look at other people and crash and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because managing the bike is quite tricky. Because think about an aid station. You're coming through the aid station with all these other people doing the same thing. People are stupid. Everybody's stupid. They don't know where they're going. They don't know when to brake. They don't know how fast to go into the aid station. You'll see. It's everywhere. We're all like that. So you have to dodge bikes. Plus, you're now holding on the bike with one hand and you're throwing a bottle with the other hand. You're grabbing a bottle. And sometimes those volunteers, they don't take the cap off. So now you get this bottle with a cap that's closed. Now you have to open this cap. Or they're not looking, and then you grab and there's nothing. So you don't get a bottle. And then you try to grab another one and there's no bottle. And you go through the aid station with nothing. All of this crap happens. This happens all the time. So you've got to be ready for all of these things.
No, it's okay.
So what I'm saying is the bike is way more challenging. The run is the easy part. The whole thing, everything about Ironman is easy on the run. It's all about the run. So yes, at 30 kilometers, that's where it gets hard. Depending how if you had a good bike, you're probably going to get to 30K. If you had a bad bike, the run is hard from 10K. If you had a very good bike and you're in good shape, you can maybe get to like 30, 32, 34K. That's where you struggle. For me, typically I have a really good first half of the run. Usually the first half marathon feels like nothing. The second half is where it really gets tough.
And that's when you start walking.
Then you
a bit
know if
more.
you're in shape or not. So I can only tell if I'm in shape based, depending if the bike goes okay. I know what shape I'm in at about halfway through the marathon.
Yeah.
No, you don't start walking halfway. That's unless you're a professional. Most people will not be able to do that. That's a big mistake. You basically walk the aid stations. If you're going to be a finisher, like if you want to run a sub 4 marathon, then it's a bit different. Or maybe a 3:30, then you can't walk that much. But you can walk every aid station and run under 4 hours pretty easily. You got to run like a decent pace in between, like 6 minutes or so.
Okay, I thought you would like walk for 500 meters. You'd like just take a break. I guess is kind of what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
So the aid stations are like every The aid stations are every 2K or 3K.
Oh,
So think about it. When you go run now outside now in your training, you don't stop at all.
no, no,
So
no,
to
no.
stop
Okay.
every 3K is gonna feel like a lot.
Okay. No, now that makes a lot more sense. I thought they were further apart. I thought it was like you had one time an hour, maybe if you were lucky, type thing, to get an aid station.
No, it's every 2 miles to 3K, something like that.
Listen, man.
Sometimes it's
Wow.
more, sometimes it's less. Yeah.
All right.
No, the run
You've
is
given
not
me a lot to think about here.
a lot of stuff's easier on the run because you can screw things up on the run. And if you struggle on the run, you sit down and you rest, or you stretch. You stop and you stretch. On the bike, you can't really do that stuff.
You've sat
That's
down
why you
to rest
see.
on the run before?
You can. I haven't, but you can. I have in running races, yeah, for sure. Like in Hawaii, that's what I was doing. I stopped and I had to like rest because I barely walk. I was in so much pain.
Yeah.
But that's a different story for another day. Um, but that's why you'll see I do most of my training on the bike because it's all about the bike because I know it's conflicting what I said.
Yeah.
So the three things to know about Ironman is the swim doesn't matter. You have to swim, obviously. You have to have enough fitness to finish the race, get through it. But really, it doesn't matter as much as you think because it's a small part of the race. It's
Yep.
an important part of the race. You can certainly screw up your race in the swim. But you just do enough to get through the swim. And then I say two things. The bike is the most important, but the race is all about the run.
Yeah.
So it's important to do a lot of bike training so that you can go into that race and ride the bike roughly at 60%
Okay.
of how you think you should ride. So if you say to me now, like you said earlier, oh, I'm going to do 6 hours. What was the first thing I said to you? No, 6:30.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Because you're going to go, because you get your target speed, let's say, because you need it power, not speed. But let's say your target speed is 30.
Yep.
You will not hit 30 if that's a target in your first race. You will struggle, you'll slow down, there's climbs, lots of other things,
100%.
So you have to go at like 60%. The
It's
only
gonna be a
way
long
you're going to
day.
go fast at 60% is if you're a really strong biker. So you want to be a strong biker. And then for running, I didn't say you have to be a good runner. Obviously it helps, but I said the running is the most important. So you've got to think of it like it's all connected. You can't do well at this. You might not even finish if you're a really strong biker, but you're terrible with running, and vice versa, because you train in a way and you manage the bike in a way that you do it at like 60%. So when you get off the bike, you're not toast. You can still run.
Yeah.
Even walk, So the bike sets up your run. That's what it's all about, really.
Jeez.
And that's where you need power and you need to understand this stuff because most people who do it the first time, they'll just go in and ride until you don't feel good anymore. And then they don't even think about the run. And then they wonder why they do a 5 and a 6 hour marathon. It's way better. Let's say you had a really good bike and you had a tri bike and you go in and you go and ride like, let's say your first race, you do a 5 hours 20. Okay. You kill the bike. You're like, oh, this is great. I'm doing so well. You get onto the run and you go, oh, now I have to pay for that.
Yeah.
And now you can't run. Now you do a 6 hour marathon. Have you ever done a 6 hour marathon? Frustrating.
Never even done a marathon.
So I would much rather do. Yeah, exactly. So it's worse if you do it even longer. So.
Oh my God.
So what I would say is, it's better to do a slower bike.
Yeah.
And a slightly like a normal run.
My goal is not to kill myself on the swim. Because I feel like people are so fired up with adrenaline at the start that they go nuts on the swim. And I feel like people sprint out of the gate and then 500 meters in, they're like, holy crap. I just went way too crazy here.
Some do. Some do, most don't. But you'll see that people will do that, and those are probably good swimmers because that's their advantage. So
yeah,
it's fine. You've got to just put that out of your mind. What works for you.
And it's got to be a ton of head up front crawl. You're not actually head down in the water swimming like this. The way I'm imagining this is it's head up. There's going to be so many people in the water, which is why I'm not scared. Originally, I was like, oh, I don't like open water, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, man, there's going to be hundreds of people in the water. There's nothing to be nervous about. But I was wondering how much proper traditional swimming am I actually doing, or am I just like lifeguard swimming, like head up because there's so much going on? Like, I don't know. Are you actually doing like a proper swim stroke in the
Oh, yeah.
swim? You are. All right.
Yeah, yeah. So you said there's not going to be a lot. Well, there's going to be a lot of people, so you're not worried about open water. It's the other way around. It's way worse with lots of people because people are kicking you, pulling your goggles off,
No, I know,
trying
but
to
like
get your watch off your arm.
I can handle that. Like
You also
it's
they disturb the water, so you can't see where you're going. All these kind of things.
yes,
And
but
if
it's
there's
not
more
as like
people, you
lonesome. I guess what I'm trying to say. Like you're not like
no, no.
when I swim alone at my lake, it's terrifying, bro. It's like, man, you're alone. It's this
Yeah, okay,
deep
okay.
water. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, it's the opposite. You have people watching you the whole time.
That's I mean,
While you're swimming, there's lifeguards essentially watching you the entire time.
right?
There's always somebody on a paddle boat or a boat watching you. You're never going to be alone. But be that as it may, um, that's not something to worry about. I don't want to swim with other people because they kick you and they pull you and they do all that kind of stuff. But the way you swim is similar to the pool, except every third stroke or whatever, you look up and you practice looking up. It's called sighting. So you practice when you're swimming in the pool.
Yeah.
You look on what's on the other side of the pool. You pick like a chair or something. You look at that chair and you say, when I swim and I start, I need to see the chair every single time.
Yeah.
So then in the race, they put up these little buoys, these big colored red or usually
Well, that's
red
the
or
ones
yellow
you swim
buoys,
to.
depending
Yeah,
which
yeah,
direction you go.
Yeah.
You swim around those. You can see them from pretty far away, but if you don't know how to sight, you're going to lift up your head and drink and just swallow water, and then and also if you swim head up the whole time, you're going to slow down a lot.
Oh man,
So
and
you
it's
want to kind of keep your
exhausting.
head in
And
the
it's
water.
exhausting. Yeah, yeah, too. It's because you got to hold your
Yeah,
weight up.
exactly.
Davis, what's
So
up,
you want
man?
to keep your head in the water and then just breathe every now and then. Like depending, you got to train for it. That's why you practice open water swimming.
I can't wait. My mom said she's opening the cottage soon, so I'm shipping down there. I'm gonna start doing some open water. I won't ask you how many times you've tried to swim in Lake Ontario.
5 times and I won't do anything.
Too dirty, eh?
It's
Are
just
you
it's too cold. It's too cold.
too cold?
It's not dirty. It's too cold. I've been there in the summer at like the air was 29 degrees. I got
Yeah.
in the water was 6.
6
Middle
Celsius.
summer.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
forget that.
Because
No, my cottage is like 8.
6 to 8. Yeah.
I want to say like 18. Is 18 a good temperature? Or am I being weird by saying 18? Is that like
18.
that's a normal temp?
18
Like it's a
for a wetsuit.
okay. Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my cottage
Yeah,
is
because
18. Like
that's a whole. So that's the other thing you're going to be ready for. There's probably going to be. I think we're going to have a hot summer because we need payback for this winter. So
yeah,
what that means, like for me last year, I did. How many Ironmans did I do? Last year I
Did a
did
lot.
Texas, Ottawa, Cozumel. What was the other one?
you did
Arizona.
the Tennessee or Texas or something, didn't you?
I did Texas. Which one am I forgetting? I'm mixing up the years. But anyway, let's say I did 4. And then I did St. George 70.3. I did Muskoka 70.3. Those were the 2. Out of those 6 races,
Yeah.
I used my wetsuit once. Just once. In one race. So you got to be ready for like no wetsuit swims. And the cutoff for wetsuits is 76.3, I think, Fahrenheit.
Okay.
So it's about 22 Celsius. 22, 23 Celsius. So 18, perfect. That's where you want the wetsuit. Anything below 16 is uncomfortable. I've gone as low as 8. I don't recommend it. 12 is still bad, but 18, perfect.
And if there's no wetsuit, it's like annoying, right? Because you get out and you're soaking wet, and then you just get on the bike and you're soaking wet. I've never experienced that, by the way. Like I've never swam to bike ever.
I'm glad this is recorded because you're going to come listen to this again one day and you're going to laugh because that's a beginner thing to say.
What?
So
that I've never swum bikes before?
No, you are swimming. You are always going to get wet. With a wetsuit, with no wetsuit, with a tri-suit,
Yeah, but the tri-suit's got to stay dry, though. Come on. Well, like when I swam at my cottage with the wetsuit and I took my wetsuit off, it was like, I want to say pretty dry under there. No, maybe I wasn't swimming hard enough. I don't know.
It's not dry. There's no way. I'll give you $1 million if it's dry. There's no way. It
So you
does.
get
It gets
soaked.
wet under the
And
wetsuit.
those
Everything gets
nipple
soaked.
things don't come off. They don't come off with the
They
wetness.
don't. No,
They stay on.
they don't. They don't.
Okay.
So okay, so if you don't have a wetsuit,
Yeah.
it's got nothing to do with dry or wet. That's silly. It's got to do with two things: wet and cold, like hot and cold,
Yeah.
and flotation, buoyancy. So the wetsuit helps you swim because it lifts your legs up, lifts your body up. So you don't have to use your legs as much. So when they say no wetsuit and you're a terrible swimmer like me, then you're like, I'm going to have to use my legs to stabilize my body. And if I use my legs, that means I'm kicking. And by kicking, I'm burning energy, tiring out the muscles. So I'm going to be getting on the bike with tired legs. That's why the wetsuit is so important, the whole wetsuit cutoff. It's a big thing. You'll see it when you get to the race. There's going to be people discussing it on Facebook for weeks before. There's probably people now already asking, like, is it a wetsuit race? Because it's so important for people that can't swim.
Because the buoyancy,
So,
because the bike will actually, the wetsuit will actually, I noticed that because I'm a lifelong swimmer, and I know, but I'd never worn a wetsuit before I bought one in the fall, right? So I bought this wetsuit in the fall.
Well,
I've done 2 swims with it. And both times I was like, oh, this is weird. Like, it was like your bum kind of just everything, your whole back just kind of like floats up to the top.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It helps you. It helps you a lot. It's like worth 10 seconds per 100 meters compared to no wetsuit, easily.
Yeah, but then your pool times compared to your open water times, I see all these memes on Instagram where it's like, I was swimming 140 in the pool and I went open water, and now I'm 210 per 100 meter. Like, and it's like some really slow time.
Well, that's a different story. But if you go in the pool with your wetsuit, so let's say you go in the pool now and you try really hard. You swim 130, 135, whatever. You put on the wetsuit, you do the exact same thing, you're going to be 120. That's how it is.
Yeah,
it just helps you that much.
I'll be honest, for someone who claims he doesn't swim, because you always kind of claim you don't swim a lot, you're like, I'm always impressed. Like, you're out of the water, like you do 4 kilometers in an hour and a half or whatever you do, and I'm just like, it's insane. Like, that seems fast, and I used to swim a lot.
Well, it's usually like 110 is my goal, but I want to get better than that. But I'm not willing to put in the work, so we'll keep it at 110. Now swimming. If it's a non-wetsuit swim, then I'm screwed. Then I know, okay, I'm going to swim 10 seconds per 100 slower. I'm going to have to kick more. I'm going to have to concentrate more, and it's just harder on the body, much harder. Like, it's way harder without a wetsuit. Some races, if you have a wetsuit and the conditions are good, you basically like get out the water and you go like, okay, when we start this race, that's what you want. You want to get out the water feeling like you didn't really do anything.
I'm just reading your notes here.
That's why you need the wetsuit.
And it says your Ottawa swim was a 16-degree wetsuit mandatory, and you did it in 113.
Yeah,
that's crazy. 4 kilometers in an hour 13. That is.
That's
Arizona. That's Arizona. Sorry.
Yeah, Arizona was the cold one. Yeah, so that's 2 minutes per 100 pace. When you go swim in the pool, that's 200.
That's
an hour
very good.
Is so think about it. It's a 3.8K swim.
Yeah.
So that's 38 times 100 meters.
Yeah.
So what's 38 times 2 minutes? 76 minutes. So the 1 hour 16 is 2 minutes per 100. So if I think I'm going to be, then I'm like 157 or something.
Yeah.
But I want to be like 105. That's my goal.
I just want to finish. I would be happy with 2 hours. I know it seems crazy, but like I just feel like I'm going to be slow in there. I don't know. I'm doing backstroke and stuff. Like I don't know.
Well, you've got a wetsuit. No, you don't do backstroke. Don't be one of those guys. You don't do backstroke.
Breaststroke super slow, by the way. I've been practicing breaststroke in the pool, and it's just like, this is not a feasible swim.
No, front.
I'm just front crawling it the whole time. And I started. I don't know if you saw my notes on Strava the other day, but I've been doing swims now where I'll really focus on just breathing. Like, I don't even. My form must look horrible, but I found to not panic in the water and like keep your form good. I find if you just, I don't know, all I do is I focus on in, out, in, out. I would literally tell myself to breathe for like 45 minutes. Butterfly all the way. Max says we should be doing butterfly all the way.
Swims, or is this like
even I would panic during the pool swims. It's been so long that I haven't swam. But one of the things that freaks me out is the when you go to inhale and there's water, you haven't cleared the water. That terrifies me. So because you feel like you're drowning, right? So you go to do your turn, and there's
you
still
gotta,
water there.
you gotta, you gotta get used to that. That's part of swimming.
Yeah, you just kind
Like
of have
when
to
to breathe in,
change
when
the
to
way you
breathe
breathe.
out, and sometimes you do have to swallow water. It's part of it. So
Davis says he
because
does doggy paddle. He says
everything in the
that's the call.
pool is Mickey Mouse compared to open water. And open water practice, Mickey Mouse compared to open water race. Now in the when I started doing Ironman, we had mass starts.
Yeah.
Mass starts is like 2,000 people going in at the same time.
Yeah.
That's scary stuff, you know. So that's when you panic.
I feel like I could handle that.
But what I've found is what causes panic for me is going out too fast. Like if you go and swim,
Yeah.
you start the race and you sprint, basically sprint off the line.
Yeah.
You'll find that for the first minute or so, it's great. You feel like Michael Phelps. But the second minute is where the panic sets in, because then you can't breathe anymore because your body starts running out of oxygen.
You breathe on both sides? Because all the videos that I've been watching have been the single side and every two. So they actually say like, okay, 1, 2, 1, 2.
So
like, and you just kind of get into that groove.
So I used to do bilateral, like breathe, stroke, stroke, breathe, right, stroke, stroke, breathe, left, stroke, stroke, breathe.
Yeah.
And it worked, but that's not going to get you, you're not going to get faster by swimming like that. It's not the fastest way to swim. It's very efficient because you breathe less and you breathe bigger and you swim slower. So for like, if I was going to swim a 10K, I would probably breathe like that, side to side, because if you do something over and over, like for 2-3 hours, you're going to get pretty sore. But I swim now, I breathe only this side, like right side.
Yeah.
Side. I can do both, obviously, but I'm faster because I've tested it in the pool. I'm way faster breathing right than left, so I only swim right.
And sorry, do you do every 2 or 3? Oh, no, you have to do every 2 if you're only breathing one side, yeah.
Every 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Every
I
2.
just find it easier.
If it's a drill, I skip, but it's every 2, yeah.
Listen, Jeff, I think we have a good first episode here, man. Thanks for
Yeah.
I mean, there's an hour and 16 minutes of data here. We're gonna see what AI summarizes, or I'm gonna have AI summarize and make little clips out of our chat today. So that should be pretty fun. I'll send them along to you. Max says if the waves are coming from right, breathe left. If waves coming from the left, breathe right.
Yeah.
It's probably good advice.
Yeah, but you said you're not going to do races with waves, so you'll do them eventually. That's if you're in Florida.
Oh God,
but
no.
if you're if
I'm a lake
in
guy.
Lac Tremblant, if there's waves in Lac Tremblant, you've got bigger problems because then you're going to have to ride in that boats. Wind, that's wind. No,
you know
that's
what?
Wind causes those waves.
Yeah, I have a windy lake too. That's why I like to swim in the morning because it's so calm. Generally, it's very rare that it's windy in the morning. Yeah. Like very rare on the lake.
We can cover that next time, how you deal with wind and waves.
That's why I like. That's why I'm a lake swimmer, man. Nothing can hurt you. There's no jellyfish. There's no. You got to worry about a freaking lake sturgeon. That's the worst thing you got to worry about.
No, they both have pros and cons.
There you go.
The races where you're swimming in an ocean are always better because you have better views. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Listen, I'm gonna do my outro. And I'm going to go over some of your highlights here. I got your rap sheet over here on my summary. So I'll give a little outro, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks again for the tips. If ever you start playing hockey, Jeff, we'll do this in reverse. So you start playing hockey, and I'll give you tips. I'll teach you how to fight and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, that's fine. Teach me to skate. I can't skate.
That's it, man.
I'll stick to triathlon and golf for now. I'm good.
Take it easy, buddy. Have a nice weekend, eh?
Okay. Catch you later.
Okay. Yeah, take it easy. Bye.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That was episode 1. That was informative for me. That was Jeff Hines, 22-time Ironman finisher. Super analytic guy. He likes to do a lot of trial and error, as I'm sure you heard there on the chat. Testing things that work, things that don't work. And that's it. We're going to do another one of those. Today's focus was kind of like logistics, because that was something that was, for a first-time kind of triathlon guy, it was something that was worrying me a lot, was, what to do when, blah, blah, blah. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.